It'll almost certainly come to be seen as the day New Labour died. Put simply, the recession and the government's policies have together destroyed the public finances. We will all be paying the price for a generation. The first big question today, what is really happening in the economy? How bad is it? The news was bleak.
And my forecast for GDP growth for the year as a whole will be minus 3.5%, in line with other independent forecasts. But because, Mr. Deputy Speaker, of our underlying strength, the measures we are taking domestically and internationally, I expect to see growth resume towards the end of the year.
He also predicted growth would soon reach 3.5% again. Many economists think he's being far too optimistic once more. But if the economy is shrinking and tax revenues are falling, what next? The answer: to borrow lots and lots and lots of money.
Our own figures for public sector net borrowing will be £175 billion this year, or some 12% of GDP. From 2010, as the economy starts to recover and the measures announced in November and today take effect, borrowing will fall to £173 billion, then 140, 118 and then £97 billion.
That is just a vast amount of money, and as many of us know painfully to our cost, what you borrow today you have to pay back tomorrow. Mr. Darling could therefore have cut the size of the state.
Some have argued we should cut public services immediately rather than invest and grow our way out of a recession. I believe that would be the wrong thing to do.
He did announce some trims, but the public sector will still grow. So that leaves only one option: tax rises. Here he hit the rich square between the eyes.
In November, I announced a new rate of income tax of 45% on incomes above £150,000. That's the top 1% of taxpayers. In order to help pay for additional support for people now and to invest in the future, I've decided that the new rate will be 50% and will come in from April next year, a year earlier.
That breaks a specific manifesto pledge, but he didn't stop there, hitting their personal allowances and pension reliefs too, a genuine mugging. Cynics said it was cover for tax rises on everyone else through fuel duty, but the real pain will be left for another day. This was the most political budget anyone here could remember.
Today, everyone can see what an utter mess this Labour government and this Labour Prime Minister have made of the British economy. As of today, any claim they have ever made to economic competence is dead over finished.
The worst of times demands the best of budgets. So what did we get today? Today we got a mishmash of recycled announcements from a government skilled in raising false hopes but incompetent in delivering practical help.
This was the day old Labour triumphed, and many of the party rank and file will cheer the moment they really kicked the rich. Unless, of course, we turn out to need the rich to help get us out of the mess we're in. Tom Bradby, ITV News at Westminster.